Hey everybody, Joe Haygood here, aka mclazyj. We're back. Sorry about that. Everything kind of froze up. Had to restart everything. I have to make sure I'm paying attention. Also, it helps if we're viewing our. So it's a nice thing. So hope everybody's doing okay today. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. I'm gonna do some bowling. Feel like I have to pee a little bit, but it'll have to wait. I'm on a tight schedule today. I had to start early because I have something I'm assisting with at 2 o'clock that's going to take about an hour and a half of my time. And starting at starting at 11:30. I was very happy to hear that acquaintances that I have in New York don't sound like they were hurt or injured in the events of today, so that's very nice. Nice one. But it has been a very stressful week. I have multiple projects that I feel like I'm behind on. I mean, I'm probably not, but I just feel like I am. So, we're implementing multi-factor authentication. I have training classes I'm trying to put together for people here at work to kind of expand their knowledge of the systems that we use. I have a UPS backup or a UPS device that I have to replace, an uninterruptible power supply device that's starting to fail, so it needs to be replaced. And anything else? Oh, and a phone system. So a lot going on. And I joked because when I was posting this on Twitter, my whole thing is like, oh yeah, I'm trying to cut down on the stress, so I'll play some bowling. Oh, that's a very good pickup right there. Come on now. Come on now. That's good. So, originally I thought about doing Blade Runner, but I was like, I just wanted something that was kind of easy to do, easy to set up. The Wii, weirdly enough, is Wii U is actually pretty easy setup with the capture card and everything. All things considered. But yeah, so it's just a lot of stuff happening, and I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done. I have a review, I think, in July or August. Sorry about that. Just saw that everything froze up real fast. Yeah, I have been trying to figure out oh, 7-10 split. This has been happening this has been happening since I did a rollback from Windows 11. Joseph. Okay. Okay. I would think I was trying to cheat my way into finishing that bid package, and it may not have worked. Were you looking at the bid proposal, or were you looking at the... Okay, so it wasn't me. Yeah, I think they used the exact same patient is correct. Well, you know what? I can bring it up to them. I guess we can work with what we got, and if I have to, I can get Melody to send out for a replacement while I'm out, if I don't get an answer before then. That sounds fair. Oh yeah, they definitely, yeah, they mucked that up. Well, I get it. I did the same thing. That's why I thought maybe it was something I had just done when I was doing my bid package, but now I see that nope, it's not. Alright. I'll find out what I can. Alright. Bye. Oh, my remote is on the floor. So hey everybody. Yeah, nothing like work getting in the way of things. Anyways, what I was saying before I was interrupted is that I had this USB problem and I kind of fixed it and everything was all good, and then I put Windows 11 on here to test, and when I tested with Windows 11 I had a bunch of network transfer errors. So I rolled everything back. You know, because that's what you do. You're like, okay, you know, I can't work production wise like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back and put Windows 10 on. Not that big a deal. It's not like Windows 11 I have to have it. The problem I'm wondering is in the rollback if things got a little goofy. I'm tempted. I hate doing this because I just went through setting this entire machine up. I hate the idea of wiping it out and having to go through that process again. Oh, that was me. That was a me problem. That was a me problem too. Oof, 2 open frames in a row, that's ugly. So and it's weird because it's not happening at home. Like when I stream at my house with the live gamer device, I'm not having this problem. Which of course then leads me to believe, okay, well maybe it's the Razer device is the problem.
All right.
You know, because it's only happening, it seems like, when I'm using the Razer device.
Strike.
So that obviously begs that question. Is this a device issue? Is it a computer issue?
Two in a row.
Because right now, the way I have it situated is I am
Incredible.
it's the only, I mean, I have a different microphone here, but I don't think it's the microphone. It explicitly seems to be related to the Razer device. Like, I have to unplug all my other USB devices, essentially. Like, I had to unplug my my hub, my USB hub, which I've tried plugging devices into that, figuring, okay, it's a powered hub, maybe that'll help. Nope. Actually makes things worse. So yeah, that was a hell of a recovery at the end with all the strikes. So I can rule that down. It's just like my transfer issues at home, where I was sitting there trying to figure out why I was having these weird download issues, where when I download on my bedroom Xbox, if I download to the internal drive, super fast. I download to the external drive, I never get more than 95 to 100 megabytes downloading at a time. Megabits per second, sorry. So
Good pickup.
now some will be like, well, maybe it's your internet connection. Okay, it's a fair assumption. Here's the funny thing. And with my living room with the Series X, and I download to an external drive, I still get better speeds, that double to triple. Now, I will admit my external drive will tend to tap out around 400 megabits per second, whereas the internal drive will go to 800 megabits. Sometimes I've seen it tap out. So this just seems to be a very odd issue, and I think it's related to this Razer device. I think it's related to how I hook up the Razer device. I think in the future, and this is what happens, I get into a rush to set this up because, you know, I want to make sure I have as much time as I can for streaming. So I'm really trying to rush through setting everything up, when in actuality what needs to happen, and when it seems to always get me the best results, and it did with my old computer, it does with the new computer, is if I hook everything up and then I reboot the computer clean. You know, that way there's no outstanding processes out there that are hanging.
Good pickup.
Yeah, I'm not having to go through a service list and shut a bunch of stuff down. Because something opened something and then it didn't close it. So. Anyways.
Great throw.
Wow, that was lucky. But on to other things. We got new followers. That's always nice. We had 2 or 3 new followers this week join the channel, so appreciate that. Thank you very much. You know, the streaming schedule is gonna be a little weird this week. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do Dead by Daylight tonight instead of tomorrow, because we won't have a stream on Friday, and I might try to do something on Wednesday, depending on how packing goes. Because, you know, packing is always the worst part of traveling. And I have to make packing as efficient as possible because I'm coming back knowing I'm going to have a whole lot more in this vehicle than when I left. So, you know, I know that there's going to be a TV in here. I know there's going to be, you know, so I'm going to have a bunch of stuff in this car that we didn't leave with. So it's like, yeah, there's going to be like a little mini fridge, 4.3 cubic foot mini fridge going in this car. There's going to be a TV, a 43-inch 4K TV that's going in this car. We've got several bins, which those I may take the stuff out of and just stack it in the vehicle. And then stack the bins on top of one another. Because there's things in there like sheets, comforters. I think there's like silverware, dishes, and stuff like that. Stuff that my son had to use when he was in, you know, because you have to have your own plates and you got to have your own, you know, cookware and stuff like that. So, you know, that's kind of the stuff we didn't bring back because it's like we had limited room at the time. We had the Kia, and it was basically what can we fit in the Kia. Because at that time we were very apprehensive about trying to rent something because it was May 2020. You know, pandemic was still going on. I know some people were like, I remember that trip. I vividly remember this trip. Because this was May 2020. It was about 60 days after the pandemic had started. And in California, you know, we were still working from home. You know, even at my workplace, we were still working from home. Although we were slowly starting to transition back to the office. I thought that was a bad idea, but I don't run the company. But what I'm getting at is, it was very funny because here in California, like, we were still doing no indoor dining at that time in May of 2020. No indoor dining. Like, this was still like, hey, masks, all that kind of stuff, you know. It was like becoming the big thing. And this was about the time where we were in Arizona and we did this same trip we're doing right now, which is you drive to Phoenix and then the next day you do it back and forth. So you go out to, no, actually we didn't do that. We did that in March. So in May we didn't do that. So, because he was home already, that's right. So in May, so that we did stay in Phoenix though. We actually did a stop in Phoenix, stayed in New Mexico, came back, stayed in Phoenix in the morning. So that was a 4-day trip. But, oh man, so close. So,
Nice.
I remember this because at the time there was a split in the country on how things were done. That was where the political divide started to happen. That political divide started in that April to May time frame. That was when you had this, you know, it shifted from being a medical thing to a political thing. At that point, it was, you know, we were obviously having things like terrible GDP, people were getting laid off, businesses were shutting down. It wasn't a good thing for the economy. And if you are a president, it's not a great thing for you. But that's not what I'm talking about. Oh boy.
That's it.
It's fun to look back at this though and see the way things were shifting depending on where you were at.
Great.
Oh, look at that backdoor strike. So in this case, we were in Arizona and we had to get gas, and we were getting gas near the parking lot where the Arizona Mills Mall was at. And for us at the time, like again, this is May 2020, and it was like,
All right.
you know, malls were like closed in California. Like you could not walk into a mall. And pretty much the only stores that were allowed to be open were things like Targets, Walmarts, supermarkets, basic essential goods, gas stations, that kind of stuff. If you weren't one of those considered essential businesses, you were shut the fuck down in May. You could not walk into that business. You would have to roll up and buy stuff and have it brought out to your car for like a retail store, that kind of stuff, right? So it was so weird for us to be in Arizona in May. And like I said, this is like May 15th, May 20th of 2020. And like, malls wide open. It was basically like everything was pretty, like everywhere we went, it was wide open. No masks, no nothing. It was crazy to think, you know, you think back to that. And it was like, and like I said, I'm gonna be the first to admit, I still wear a mask. I'm still very cautious. As someone that has health risks, I don't enforce those beliefs around people around me. I know people at my work. I'm probably I know I am the only person that wears a mask at work.
All right.
I do worry about this new variant that's coming out, especially being a traveler. Right now, it's worrisome to me, but it's just funny to go back and think about those things and how drastically things change depending on where you were at in the nation. And yes, a lot of it fell on political and ideological lines. You know, Arizona, at that time, pretty red state. And therefore, they were basically saying, we're open for business, come on in, you know? And that's fine. I mean, you know, that was the determination they made. And if you didn't believe in it, that's fine, you know. I've always been a person that says, you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. You don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. That's fine. I'll respect you, but at the same time, respect me. You know? I hate it I absolutely hate it when, you know, I go to a place, and I even get this at work sometimes, where people are like, you know, why are you wearing a mask? I remember when they lifted the mask mandate in California and in LA, you know, and I remember somebody in my work like, why are you wearing a mask? I don't have to. Then I know. I choose to. Okay. You didn't need to bring it up, but you did. But again, I choose to wear this mask.
Nice there.
Just like you have chosen not to, and I'm okay with that. Again, we're allowed to do that. I just get mad when people get uppity and start to, like I said, start to say, well, why are you doing that? You don't need to do it. And it's like, well, you're telling me that this is a freedom of choice issue, but then you're criticizing my choice. It's like, do you not see the irony in this?
2 for 2.
It's like, anyways, it's gonna be an interesting thing. Like I said, we're going out there, and to be honest, myself, my wife, my son definitely, but I myself and my wife, we, you know, obviously we're a little older, we have some more health risks. You know, we take things a little more cautiously. Yeah, my son being younger, he's a little more carefree. He still does wear a mask, although probably not as much as we would like, but yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do some 100 pin real quick. But the big thing is, we have tried to start experimenting more, going out more, trying to, you know, get back to some small sense of normalcy. We still wear masks when we go out. We still sterilize our hands and everything, you know, when we go out and we're about. We try not to crowd. I don't bunch up at a supermarket still, you know. But like I said, we still are cautious. So you don't see us going out like we aren't out all the time like we used to be. And if we do go out, we try to pick somewhere that's a little more open air. Like we go to, like, there's a place here in Rancho Cucamonga called Victoria Gardens. It's an outdoor mall. We'll go there, so we can pop into a store, do something, and then pop out. We're back in, you know, open air. Ooh, that was ugly. You know, we go to downtown Riverside because it's outdoors and you know, nice. But it's just sad to me that all the time that the politics came about with it. But it, like I said, it was a fascinating dynamic to watch. Like, the difference in how things were being handled. Like, we had to go pick up our son from school, like, the week that everything started to shut down. And it was a fascinating thing to see how things were handled. You know, because, like, and in difference to when we went in May. Wow, that almost looked super awesome. Like when we went out in March, like you walked, we walked into our hotel. It wasn't a big deal. We walked in to Waffle House, and it wasn't a huge deal at that time, right? When we went back in May when we went back, like when we went to the Waffle House, it was like, no, you got to get your order and take it to go. When we went to our hotel to check in, like you had to call on the phone and they buzzed you in, and you had to stand away from the clerk, and it was definitely and that was even in Arizona, so there was definitely a change in the policy of how things were being done. Even depending where you're. I mean, there were a lot of businesses, I think, that were looking at it from a legal standpoint of, I don't want to open myself up to a lawsuit if somebody gets sick. And I actually am amazed. I have been amazed. Because I really did, and this is on me. I'll admit it, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I thought there was going to be a cottage industry around business workplace lawsuits if you got COVID. I did. I thought that was going to be a thing. Oh. Yeah, I did. I absolutely thought that there would be a cottage industry that would sprout up around the idea of, you know, did your employer force you back to work and you caught COVID? I mean, I literally had the commercials in my head of how this was going to go. Like, you know, something like that. Were you forced to go back to work? And did you catch COVID because of it? Did your lawyer violate local restrictions on workplace and masking environment? You know, I waited for that stuff, and I was so amazed when it didn't happen. I really was, because I genuinely thought that was gonna be right up there with like the talcum powder and the you know, the Roundup, the weed killer stuff, Monsanto. And mesothelioma. I thought you would see that kind of stuff come out of this. Never did. I was always amazed. I'll be the first to admit, I was completely amazed. But yeah, you know, it's gonna be weird to close that chapter. You know, we thought that my son would love New Mexico State. You know, we actually really fell in love with Las Cruces quite a bit. Thought it was a gorgeous place. Loved the weather. Loved the location, you know, because, you know, there wasn't a lot once you got outside of Las Cruces. But there was a lot to do in Las Cruces. And then you always had El Paso. That was like 40 minutes away. So you got a large town, a large city, international airport, the works, that was right there and available. So I mean, we looked at it as a possible retirement option, and we were thinking like, oh, you know, I was looking for work for a short period of time before the pandemic started. I was looking for work out there, so I was like, this would be a great place to kind of finish up, retire, quiet. Housing is not devastatingly expensive. Oh my goodness, I missed that front pin. So that was where we thought we were gonna, you know, and so when he came back, and I think I think the big thing was like his first semester he did okay. He did have problems with one course that he was going to end up retaking. And some of that you kind of wrap up and hey, he's 18, he's 18 years old, first time away from home, and he's like 700 plus miles away from home, and sometimes socially problematic. He's gotten much better with that, with some medication, but I think what did him in though, in the long run, is when he, oh my goodness, cannot line my shots up today at all on those ones. When he came home for winter break, because I remember he came home, like he wasn't planning to come home for Thanksgiving, and at the last minute he was like, hey, can I come home for Thanksgiving? We bought him plane tickets, got him home, no problem, But, when he came home for winter break, I think that extended stay, like he was around family, around his friends, and, he was, for like, he was home for like 5 or 6 weeks before he had to go back. And I really do think that it I think it messed with him. I think it was too long to be home. I think it was too long to be with friends, or away from, or with his friends here and away from his friends. Because those friends there he had, they were relatively new. He'd only been around them for 4 months, but to come back and hang out with his friends here. So, but, things happen, pandemic happened. I think things happen for a reason. He ended up transferring back to the city college by us, and he's done really well there. His grade average has come up quite a bit. I think this semester he's sitting on like a 3.8. It's pretty amazing. He's starting to plan his transfer prospects. This time he's looking more in-state than out-of-state. But, it'll always be a chapter. And so this is kind of putting the closing the book on that chapter, closing the storage thing that I've been paying for months. Actually, almost 2 years now. It kind of puts some finality on that chapter that had not been there. Oh my goodness. Oh, so close. So in one sense, yes, it will be sad. But in another sense, it's like, things happen for a reason, right? You're doing poor in one location and things change up and now you're on top of the world. And your GPA is up and your grades are up and you're the happiest you've been in quite some time. Like, things are going great for him now. And I think a lot of that was just change back to the environment here, and it's good. So I'm happy about that. Oh, come on. Fucking pin every time. So it'll be sad to close it out, but Here's what it is. Hey, look at it this way. At least we're getting to drive a nice SUV when we close it out. That'll be nice. I think we're renting like it's like a Tahoe or a Pathfinder or something like that. Yeah, hell, it could even be a Sorrento. But looking forward to it. Be nice to drive in something a little bigger, a little bulkier. Granted, it's not the best time to be driving an SUV with the way gas costs are, but hey. At least we're doing it and we're going into states where gas is a lot cheaper, so. It's gonna be fun. And hey, I love going to Phoenix because Waffle House. And for that matter, Whataburger. I like Whataburger too. And Culver's is out there, which I liked the last time we were there and we tried it. Detroit Coney Island or something like that, which we really liked. My son really liked the burgers there. So that's something that's on the books to go do. And eat. And yeah, we'll probably even go to we'll probably stop at Arizona Mills. And I'm actually even thinking about, we're supposed to go eat, I think, at Hadley's in New Mexico or in Las Cruces. But I want to go to the Mesilla Valley Mall just one more time because I like that little mall. It's cool. But hey, we may end up back there at some point. Like I said, could retire there for all I know. Funny how all this stuff kind of falls when you're not really paying attention. You get into conversation, you get into chatting with your audience, and it's like bam. I'm gonna play one more match and then I probably gotta wrap it up. I have to wrap it up a little early. I thought I'd be done. It took me a little longer to set up than I thought, so got stuff I gotta get done today. The big thing is when you're off from work for a few days, I'm kind of trying to get everything done at a schedule for next week because I'm off Thursday, Friday, and I'm taking that Monday as kind of a recoup day. By the way, keep an eye on the channel. We'll be doing some streams on Monday for certain. For certain. During the day. My son's also happy to go back because there is a lady friend that he is planning to visit while we were in New Mexico that was a friend of his at the wow, that was something. So he's happy to do that. We're gonna be happy just kind of driving around, visiting some places, you know, just kind of taking him to town one more time, giving him a couple hours to visit with his friends and hang out. I don't necessarily like doing the back and forth, which I mean by that is Phoenix to Las Cruces and then back to Phoenix the same day. And then it doesn't curve for me. I was trying to be like, I'll start here so it comes, because it always has a natural roll to the left for me. But it's gonna be good times. I just wish my wife would drive a little bit of it. That'd be nice. Give her some chance to drive out on the open road. Oh, peeked it in at the end. All right, I'm gonna kind of breeze through. Sorry, I'm gonna breeze through some of these replays real quick. because I got to finish.
Incredible.
See, when you're in a rush and you're not thinking about it, all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. Ain't that the truth, right?
Amazing.
Amazing. Why didn't you do this the whole game, dumbass? Because I wanted to do that. That looked fun. That's how we'll close it out. We'll leave it open. Oh man. It's hit what, like 6 strikes in a row, and then we end with an open. Or 5 strikes in a row. I mean, I guess I shouldn't complain. I saved the game because it was looking ugly there. 2 open frames right in the beginning and the second and the fourth. It should have been far worse. 5 strikes in a row kind of really cheered that whole thing up. But yeah. Anyways, let's finish this up, shall we? So yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks everybody for watching. Oh hey, and I don't even have a camera up here right now. Why is that? Huh. Not sure why. Let's see, do this. Well, there we go. It's weird like that sometimes. I mean, technically it's treated as a USB device, so that's probably why it was acting so funky. Anyways, we're gonna be finishing up for the day. Thanks everybody that came by. I appreciate it. We'll be back, like I said, tonight. Hopefully we're gonna be doing some Dead by Daylight. I don't know if there'll be a stream on Wednesday, but if I do, it'll be late. And then no stream on Friday, and then there'll be a stream on Saturday or Sunday, and then there'll definitely be at least 1, possibly 2 streams in the day, and then 1 at night on Monday. Or I'll do multiple streams in the day and kind of keep the evening free. So it'll be one or the other. But enjoy everything. Have a good day. Thanks to everybody stopping by. We had a great audience. I know we had a bunch of people. Next time you stop by, chat, feel free. And we'll see you next time. Bye now.